Hello, angels. Welcome back to the Cosmic Taylor. If you're new here, hi, I'm Taylor, here to tailor you to your highest timeline. And today I have a very specific reading because last night when I was putting together today's to-dos, I decided that I really wanted to do a reading on what needs to be cleansed from your life and what needs to be realigned. This past weekend it was my friend's birthday, so I ended up recording a message on his birthday. I didn't get around to uploading it because I was just so busy running around trying to get everything done. And when I did that message, I was really called to grabbing this, pick a jar message. So, how can I ascend? Oh wow, how can I ascend? And then all these cute little like flowers and stuff that I drew on there. Gorgeous. That's so fun, actually. Oh my gosh. Okay, how can I ascend? How can I ascend with what needs to be cleansed? What can I realign? Interesting. So I have my matcha, strawberry matcha today. Very pink and green energy today. And I also slept in today because it was just a rough weekend all around. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun, but my sleep took quite the hit. Yeah. So, angels, ancient ancestors, universe, spirit guides, higher self, knowledge, God, divine beings, the highest height, with the purest intention and integrity to love. What message would you like to bring through today of what needs to be cleansed and what needs to be realigned within this collective's life so that they can ascend? How can they ascend? Interesting. Okay. 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords in the reverse, 2 of Wands in the reverse. This is super interesting. Okay, this actually this is super interesting. Because I'm not seeing any court cards and I'm not seeing any major arcana, which is like, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, which, we usually get a lot of those whenever we do readings, especially as of late. But whenever you get just minor cards like this, it's exciting for me, 2, 4, 6 on the timer, because that tells me that we're really in the nitty gritty of a journey, which means like it's one step at a time kind of energy. That's kind of where I thrive. That's kind of where I thrive. Seeing things from the bigger picture is not my, interesting. Spirit is saying prerogative and priority, but it is my prerogative. It is my priority to see things from a bigger picture. It's just that getting there, it's usually easiest and best for me when I go one step at a time, you know? One step at a time. One step at a time. All right. And I'm seeing the 5 of Swords. I'm hearing conceding to defeat. Oh, no. We have a court card. Dang, with the Fool in the back of the deck. Okay. Conceding defeat. 9 of Swords in the reverse, 2 of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Right. Can we get some clarification? Oh, wait, no, we need one more card. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing conceding defeat, and then I'm looking to the 9 of Swords here. Did you see how that jumped out? It literally jumped out and fell flat right underneath the 9 of Swords. The High Priestess. Yeah, so with the 9 of Swords in the reverse, it's like, it's like this internalized judgment. It's this internalized judgment that you need to concede defeat to. And it's not even in the sense of like you need to agree or listen to or trust in this defeat that you are feeling or experiencing. No, thank you. You just need to allow yourself to be in this space of accepting that the darkness, the heaviness, the things that exist within you, and like that internalized judgment that you feel towards yourself, it's not something to demonize, and it's not something 444 on the timer. It's not something to demonize. It's not something to fight against. It's not something to push against, right? Because I'm seeing the episode of the crystal apple from Adventure Time, where tree trunks is telling Finn and Jake that her biggest, like, dream, I don't know why, because when I don't have my glasses on, everything is kind of just slightly blurry, but when I do have my glasses on, it's still just as blurry, because, like, every time I clean them, I just need to get new microfiber towels. Anyway, so I'm seeing that episode where when they go out to find this crystal apple, because Tree Trunk says that it's her biggest dream to make an apple pie from that apple, they run into crystal mimics, in a sense, right, where, like, they're crystal guardians that like are created based off of the image of the people that approached the apple, right? And so it's like every single time that Finch went to try to attack the crystal guardians, he just was attacking himself, literally 555 on the timer, right? And so they come up with to the conclusion, and they come up with the idea of, instead of fighting, they were going to just give themselves permission to go and take the apple. And it's that kind of a thing where you, instead of going and, like, conceding defeat in the sense of, like, allowing yourself to be consumed by the belief that I'm hearing healing, growth, or change is impossible, or, like, instead of subscribing and holding, like, true to the idea that you will be forever wounded and forever broken, forever wrong, forever undone in a way where you are not supposed to be, Spirit, yeah, with the Hierophant in the reverse and the Eight of Cups upright, Spirit is saying that you are under no contract, you are under absolutely no obligation to be in that kind of energy or be in that position. Not right now. Karmically, you've cleared out so much. The last thing you need to worry about is whether or not you're going to be able to fully embrace who you are and exist in the world as you are, you know what I mean? So it's like conceding defeat to the idea that there is, like, happier times ahead, that there is more love and light within you than there is darkness at this time, you know what I mean? Because there is always a balance. Sometimes you're going to be like 75-25, but then who knows? Like, maybe that's how you felt the ratio to darkness to light was within you for a long time, but it's kind of switched. You know what I mean? Yin and yang. It's in a constant motion. It's been going, it's circling and circling and circling. Yeah, so can we get some clarifiers, please, Spirit? Oh, I don't need clarifiers, they just told me. Okay, well, thanks. It's also interesting that in the beginning I said that I was kind of excited of not seeing any court cards or major arcana, because it's not, those aren't bad energies either. That's actually just evidence of very potent and powerful energy, or control or mastery of that kind of energy, you know what I mean? And so seeing the Queen of Cups out here in the reverse is super duper interesting, because I'm not reading it in the sense of, like, you are cut off from empathy. It's just like everything that you feel and all the empathy that you give to the rest of the world is stuff that you cut off for yourself. It's like you don't ever actually allow yourself to feel the way that you feel about everybody else towards yourself. Yeah. The Empress with the Page of Swords in the reverse. It's this energy of, like, chosen failure, in the sense where you aren't allowing yourself to see the successes. That's interesting. Or you're not allowing yourself to celebrate your successes. And I'm not, like, once again, I say this a lot, I promise you I'm not, like, hating on you or dogging on you at all. Okay? I really do struggle with communication and saying things in a way, like, tactfully, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to be soft with my words without sugarcoating, you know what I mean? So that's something that I'm slowly trying to get better at throughout my life. The Empress with the Hanged Man in the reverse. I mean, upright. What the hell? I looked at the Queen of Cups, guys. I'm sorry. The Hanged Man upright. It is that kind of energy where it's like you have to you have to lay victim to your big ol' heart. You have to lay victim to your big ol' heart. 10-10 on the timer. You have to allow yourself to actually love yourself and accept yourself. You know this. With the High Priestess coming out here, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Even in the beginning when I said you had to concede defeat, especially when I said to self-judgment. Especially when I said that. Because with the Two of Wands coming up in the reverse too, it's like this is a choice that you've been running from. This is a choice that you've been actively trying to get away from. Like, you don't want to make this choice. The Star in the reverse with the Five of Pentacles and the Sun card. It's scary. It's scary because I'm hearing it's unreliable. It feels unreliable. Five of Pentacles with the Empress. Maybe you feel like your heart is like a bipolar thing. Like, and I don't, it's for lack of a better word, I don't really know. It's just like temperamental, fickle. You have a very fickle heart, right? And so anytime you act on your feelings or you try your best to tired. Anytime you try your best to like actually openly feel and express yourself towards the rest of the world or towards yourself, you feel like you're like really giving mercy to your heart in that sentiment of like you are at your heart's mercy. You know what I mean? And you might feel like your heart is like super unreliable and super unstable, where like you can feel very deep, true, loyal, honest love, and that could be unfaltering, unwavering. It's just that the second something happens where you are poked wrong, or where you are deeply betrayed or deeply cut, or somebody acts in a way that is similar to how you like experienced a different wound or a different attack, or when something or someone's behavior, actions, etc., remind you of another time or of another experience or of another traumatic experience that came to your heart, you become very, how do you say, volatile. Your heart can take away every single bit of love, care, and consideration, 1221 on the timer, that you once had for that person, right? Excuse me. Right. So, and it's like the idea of having to give that to yourself with the Five of Pentacles here. You're like, I don't want to be left out. I don't want to, like, it's already hard enough being left out by the rest of the world. It's already hard enough being left behind or ridiculed or disrespected or hated by the rest of the world. I don't want to go through the process of losing myself too. I don't want to go through the process of losing connection to myself, understanding within myself, or seeing things from a different perspective. With the Star in the reverse, it's like you're horrified of the idea of being the person that leaves yourself behind, because that would be the most horrible betrayal of all. Yeah, the Empress with the Four of Cups, the Empress in the reverse. It's like you're so scared that pouring into yourself is going to throw off the energy that you have cultivated within your heart. And the thing is like, Spirit is saying to me, it's not like that the energy is going to stay the same. It's going to change. When you show love to yourself, and you show kindness to yourself, and you show compassion, care, consideration to yourself, the way that you do so freely with other people, the way that you do so freely with your loved ones, it only gets and becomes more and more, I'm hearing strong, and it does get more volatile in a sense, because that's just the emotional space. That's how it is. That's how the emotional space functions. That's how it works. It's your ability to actually allow yourself to feel and experience those feelings. And I've always explained that the emotional realm, the best way to describe it is like a watercolor paper, okay? When you're first born, it's like a white sheet, okay? It's just a white piece of paper, right? And it's like always wet, it's always soaked, all right? You don't have to spray it yourself in order for it to be wet. And anytime you feel something, it's like a drop of watercolor on there. If it's like big and loud and pigmented and harsh and painful, it'll be splashed on there like huge dollops, bro. It'll be like smacked and swiped across your paper like crazy. Or if it's smaller, it's just tiny little droplets of different color in there. You can try your best to feel those feelings and allow those feelings to process through you, and you do that by actually allowing yourself to feel those things, right? And you allow those feelings to kind of move through you by putting more water on the paper and allowing it to kind of wash out and clear away. You don't sit there and let it stick and hold on to you and allow it to become part of your emotional space. And even if you do, and it dries up because you don't give it any attention and you don't actually allow yourself to feel or process those spaces, then those things become a lot harder to wash away, you know what I mean? And so even when you do wash those feelings away, even when you do allow yourself to feel and process those feelings all the way through, even when you allow yourself to be in connection to yourself in that way, it still doesn't completely go away. Those feelings don't go away completely. And I feel like it's talked about how when your first ever experience of pain is the most pain you'll ever feel, because it's tired. The first time ever feeling pain is going to be the most painful. It's going to be the most painful, horrifying experience ever, because it's the first time you've ever felt it. But the more pain you experience in life, the less painful it is, because the more of that pigment you get on your paper, and it never washes out, you know what I mean? And by the time you're old and dying, some people have entirely black papers, completely black, covered in ink and covered in watercolor pigment, and it's impossible to see through. Other people have very light pigments all across the board. Some people have entire paintings that they've made out of their feelings, out of their heart, right? Out of their emotional space. And see, with your choice here of actually allowing yourself to not judge yourself so harshly, it's like adding more water to your paper, adding more water to your canvas, because the more water that you add to your canvas, the more that you actually allow yourself to feel and experience within your canvas, the more you're actually able to truly connect with yourself. And the more you can truly connect with yourself, the better, honestly, because you have this understanding and this knowing that you've been needing to do this. This is something that you've been needing to do. If you really want to get to where you want to go in life, you have to do this. It's just that you've been running from this because it's so horrifying. The idea of being accepted and loved by your heart, but then the idea of being revoked from that access because you know the way that you've treated yourself, you know the way that you treat yourself even now, and you're scared. And you're scared. Knight of Wands with the 8 of Wands. You don't feel ready. You don't feel prepared. You feel like you have to protect yourself from yourself to a degree. And then you're sitting here being like, I don't have the heart for it. Babe. The 10 of Cups in the reverse of the Knight of Wands. You are more than ready to offer yourself this experience of being truly loved and accepted by yourself. You are more than ready for this. You really are more than ready for this. And allowing yourself to let the judgment that you feel towards yourself to kind of just dissipate. Let it be washed away. The way I'm seeing it is there are two options here. You can either allow the walls that you have built around yourself to keep yourself from experiencing yourself down. You can either let it crumble, or you can pour so much love, kindness, compassion, and consideration into yourself that it just overflows over the walls. And the space around you is filled so much that the wall, it's the way I'm seeing it, a well in the bottom of the sea. You know what I mean? It's insignificant. It's insignificant. Okay. So Angels, ancient ancestors, universe, spirit, God, higher self, mother of God, divine beings of the highest light with the purest intention and integrity and love. Thank you. Rest. Four of Swords, rest. I was going to ask, how can this collective ascend? And it's through rest. Intentional rest. Intentional resting. Intentionally doing things that make you feel rested. Spending more time doing the restful things over doing the exhausting things. Overdoing the hard labor. Yeah, pouring into yourself. Four of Cups, allowing yourself to be poured into by others. A lot of orange imagery here. A lot of orange. That's the sacral. That's the sacral chakra. Really reattuning and realigning with your sacral chakra. Like, super helpful right now. Two of Wands with the Queen of Wands clarifying it. Making the choice and committing to that choice with the Two of Cups clarifying the Queen of Cups. That's so interesting. Two of Wands in the reverse with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Cups in the reverse with the Two of Cups. You have to balance out these choices that you've made in the past by doing the opposite, in a sense, where instead of running away from making a choice, empowering yourself, protecting yourself, and nurturing yourself enough to make the right one. And then instead of trying so hard to keep your heart like on lock, keeping your heart in a space where you are not actually attuning to it or being kind to it or loving towards it, you actively choose to work with yourself. You actively choose to work with yourself. That's what you need to do. You need to actively choose to work with yourself. Show yourself some compassion, some love. Show yourself some acceptance. My ear really hurts. And I don't know why. It just does. It's been really hurting this entire morning. And it kind of sucks, and I don't know why it's been doing that. I do wear headphones and earphones a lot, so I'm trying to take a break from that today. I'm trying my best to not wear anything like that. Anyways, yeah, instead of trying so hard to keep away from your own heart or trying so hard to keep your heart away from you, it's this active attempt to collaborate and this active attempt to allow who you are as a person, who you've worked to become, who you are actively striving to be, to connect to and understand your heart space, and allowing your heart space, your emotional space, to connect to and understand you, this protector, the person that you've been actively trying to be towards your heart this entire time, towards yourself this entire time. Like, the way I'm seeing it is I'm seeing like a knight, like a big burly, strong knight. I'm seeing them holding a child and then putting that child down, putting like flowers in their hair and flowers on their head, and then running. And then running. And that child is just chasing, bro. The child is really just trying to... You want your love more than anyone else. You really do. You really do. You want your love more than anyone else. What's that song? I'm gonna find it. It goes like, what if it's not meant for me? Love. I will find this song. It's really good. I think it's by... No. Hold on. Oh, Don't Delete the Kisses by Wolf Alice. It's very good. She also did a version with Charlie XCX, which is also so good. I love both. You should listen to both. I think you would really enjoy them. But it's that kind of a thing where, like, the knight within you, the protector within you, the defender within you, the one that has so much love, care, and compassion for everyone, the one that has wounds of defense, wounds of protecting, dude. It's like the wound of the nurturer, the wound of the one that cares, that's like the knight within you, all right? Because he or she or they have been trying and fighting for so long to make sure that everybody that has experienced pain and suffering the way that you have, as in like the child in you has, they feel as though that they are the most dangerous thing towards that. They feel as though that knight within you feels as though that's the most dangerous thing to be around the child within you, even though you would never do anything to intentionally harm the child within you. You would never do anything to purposefully hurt the child within you. But it's like you've looked at yourself and you're like, I've seen what I'm capable of. I've seen what my heart is capable of. I've seen what the volatility that I have within me, like the way that this otter from like the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are out here, and the way that the otters are looking at me, it's really like, it's that kind of animalistic volatility where like 1 second they could be your friend, the next second they could be trying to bite your fingers off, kind of a thing. And what you don't realize is that volatility that you're so scared of is coming from that inner child, that the child within you, not the knight within you, because the child within you is the one that mastered the heart space, not the knight within you. The knight within you is the one that's mastered the Queen of Wands energy, the nurturer, the defender, the protector. The knight within you is the one that is the one that has mastered the Wands energy, right? Which is why with the Two of Wands out here in the reverse, it's all being revealed as a choice to run away instead of making a choice. You know what I mean? And the Cups being out here is that inner child. The inner child is the one that wants this collaboration. With the Two of Cups, the inner child is the one that really wants this collaboration, like desperately bad. Desperately bad. The inner child really needs you and really wants you and really, like, just, they want to be held and cared for and cradled and valued the way that the inner child values this nurturer. Because the inner child really, really values this nurturer. You really value these aspects of yourself, the way that you are kind, compassionate, loving, but also the way that you will do anything to defend and protect those you believe need to be defended and those you believe need to be protected. It doesn't come down to what other people really want. It comes down to your own moral values and your own alignment within yourself. Because, like, I'm hearing and also thinking back to a time where I've had friends tell me, like, I don't want somebody to defend me. I don't want somebody to stick up for me. I don't want somebody to do that for me. And I really, when I was told that, I was like a little flabbergasted, because it's like, it ultimately, if you feel like you can protect and defend yourself, then do that. But if you don't do that and then somebody else around you does, that is not a show of character of what they think about you. That is a show of character of what they think of the right thing to do in that moment is. That's all. You know what I mean? That's how I really, when I heard them say that, I was like, what? Huh? Really? I mean, like, we've all been there. I feel like we've all been there before. 28 on the timer. But, you know, as time goes on, like, that's something that I very truly value. And that's something that you value within yourself, something I value within myself as well. So, with the devil out here being in the reverse, oh my gosh. With the devil in reverse clarifying the high priestess, there is this energy here of, like, I guess I didn't take a deep enough breath. My bad. But there is this energy here of, I'm hearing temptation, but it's like, having this inner knowing and this outer knowing, this understanding that you are looking at everything from this perspective with this grander perspective, and it's the temptation to run. the temptation to hide, to go towards the devil energy instead of to move away from it. You need to be willing to move forward to the lovers, and you need to be willing to move forward and towards loving and kind connection and understanding. You know, like the Fool popped out here earlier. I don't know if this is it. No, it's not. Interesting. The Seven of Swords just fell out of the deck. Yeah, it's kind of like that, where you have to choose not to lie to yourself. And you have to choose to be honest with yourself and say, like, I am scared I will mishandle myself, and I'm scared that I won't take care of myself or love myself the way I feel I deserve. And I'm scared of being vulnerable with myself, or scared of being honest with myself, because that would mean that I would have to take care of and nurture myself. And I don't, like, the night within you feels like there is a chance that you might hurt you. But if anything happens, it's going to be that inner child or the child within you that tries to hurt the knight within you. You know what I mean? Because the volatility comes from a lack of being seen, trusted, loved, and taken care of this entire time, even though the inner child sees a perfect candidate within you to do that. The volatility doesn't come from a hate, it comes from, well, a kind of a little bit of a resentment, but in the sense of like, why did this take so long? Why did you wait so long to do this? Why did you wait so long to love me? 3113 on the timer, to care about me. And it's all because, look at this, the internalized judgment, with the King of Cups in the reverse, with the Judgment in the reverse. It's all because of this internalized judgment. And it's like, you're not allowing this, like, the inner child of you to have that conversation, to connect with you, to understand you, to have that deeper love, appreciation, and value within yourself as such, that it's selfish. You know, because, like, imagine if you were in a romantic relationship with someone. If you are in a romantic relationship with someone, imagine that you were single and you just got in a new romantic relationship with somebody, and you end up getting in this position where you end up getting in this position where you are really struggling with things, but you choose not to tell your partner about it, and you choose to try and keep it all to yourself. And, like, it starts affecting your relationship, and it starts affecting your guys' finances, and it starts affecting your guys' stability, etc., etc. Your partner is going to be like, why, once they find out, 3223 on the timer, they're going to be like, why didn't you tell me about this? Why didn't you tell me about this? Why wouldn't you tell me? We're supposed to do everything together. 3232 on the timer. We're supposed to be on each other's team, right? And so it's like a conversation that you have to have with yourself, in a very literal and a very metaphorical way, in a very energetic way. You need to have that discussion, that topic of talk with yourself, and actually open up to yourself about how you feel and what you're dealing with, what you're experiencing, and actually connecting with your heart and expressing yourself to yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the mirror, because look at this. We have the Tower with the Wheel of Fortune. Allowing this to crumble and allowing this dichotomy that you've built within yourself to fall away, that is what is going to help you ascend. That is what's going to help you cleanse. That is what's going to help you realign. Actually allowing yourself the opportunity to truly love yourself. Don't 33 on the timer, okay. Don't squander this opportunity. Don't squander this opportunity to actually start collaborating with yourself and choosing yourself, truly choosing yourself, okay? Choose yourself. Thank you so much for being here, angels, and for letting me read your energy. If you liked this, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how it resonated with you in the comment section down below. If you would like to tip me, I have my Cash App in the description box below. It is not required, but it is always appreciated. You being here is more than enough, though. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next reading, okay? I love you. Bye.